So the question is, how do we get more confidence? And really, that's just going to come from doing deals. And cold calling, it's like, if we're relying on cold calling and our wantingness to cold call to get deals, but then deals are going to make us better at cold calling, then like what happened first, the chicken or the egg, right?
Yeah.
So have I ever showed you the disc profile for prospecting sheet?
I don't think so. I know I've done the disc profile and I just can't remember what I came out as, but
Okay.
no, I haven't seen that.
So let's spend a portion of our time together going over this sheet. I'm going to send, actually, this is also in your, in the resource library. Let me pull it up. Where I'm going with this, Bethany, is I don't think cold calling is necessarily the answer.
I know, but I mean, like, I kind of feel that way too, because this has been my struggle since day one. And pretty much my productivity hasn't improved since day one. I mean, little bits here and there, but ultimately not really at all. So
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, so I'm gonna direct you to two things. There's this podcast that I listened to probably about, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago. And let me try to find it. I saved it because it was really good stuff. So this is, I'm not even gonna prep you for what this is. I just want you to listen to it and let me know your thoughts, because I think you would do really well with this approach. It's about a 36-minute podcast. And by the way, that podcast, you have an iPhone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that podcast, if you subscribe to it, there's a lot of great content on there. But,
Nice.
yeah, let me share my screen with you real quick. You see it?
Yep.
So where I wanted to go was, I think it's going to be right here. Oh, you know what? They're migrating everything over today to the new platform. Okay. Give me 1 second. I want to find this. Yeah. So while I'm looking at this, or looking for this rather, let's think about some ways that you could generate business without necessarily. All right, I found it right here. Without necessarily, cold calling. Like what would be some things that you would enjoy doing?
Well, it always feels good to meet people through open houses, because I feel like that's just an easy way. They come to you. And I do enjoy helping people and figuring out like what they like about the home and what parts of the home are their style. So I do enjoy open houses, but I'm already doing those.
Okay.
And obviously working my sphere. But the struggle I have there is that feeling like I'm being like a pushy salesperson friend.
Okay.
So
walk me through your script. Let's hear your script, and I'll give you some feedback, and I'm sure that I can share with you a script that or a conversation that feels really good for you, because I think, like, I know your personality type. I know you don't want to be pushy, you don't want to be salesy, and I don't want to be that person either.
Right?
I'm, I mean, let me just ask you, I mean, do I come across as like, this like super sleek salesperson?
No.
No, I'm not. It's really just about like connecting
Right.
and just like,
Well,
go ahead.
sorry. Typically, I just use like the app as leverage, and I'll send them the app and say, hey, like if you know of anyone who's thought about buying or selling or just casually looking, then go ahead and send them my app. You can share with them super easy, and I don't know, it's a good resource for them to have.
Yeah, I love that. Now, when people go onto your app, you can see who's on your app and who's clicking around and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you see somebody is on your app, what action do you take, or what do you take any action at all?
No, and to be honest, just my friends have been on my app, and I know none of them qualify for homes.
Okay. All right.
So I'm obviously not utilizing my sphere well enough.
Okay. Well, that's all right. Now, when you meet somebody at an open house, do you help them download the app?
No, and I don't know why I don't. I mean, I should be. That's, I just said myself that it's an amazing resource. So, yeah, I'll have to implement that.
Yeah, it's a great resource. And yeah, have a little sheet of paper out so you can put some action items down. But like, I mean, I'll just tell you that we utilize the app a lot. And when we see somebody that's favoriting a property or active on the app, like, we give them a call and we say, if let's say you're on my app and you favorite 123 Main Street, I'll call you up and say something to the effect of, hey, Bethany, it's Dean over at Keller Williams. How's it going today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Hey, I just wanted to quickly reach out to you because I saw this house come onto the market. I'm not sure if you've seen it on my app or not, but I really wanted to show it to you. Have you seen 123 Main Street yet?
Oh, yeah, I saw that earlier today.
Oh my gosh, I think that would be an awesome fit for your family. But I just wanted to get your opinion of it. I know sometimes the pictures can be a little deceiving. Um, I'd love to take you over either tonight at 5 o'clock or tomorrow at 12. Do any of those times work for you to meet up over at that property?
Tomorrow would be good.
Okay, awesome. Well, then I'll see you then.
Nice.
So you see what I did there? Like, I almost made it seem like, you know, wow, I found this house that I want you to look at, even though you told me that you already like it.
Yeah.
Right? So I use that like multiple times a day. I have people favoriting properties and stuff, and I'll just have that same conversation, and and I'll try to just get them out on a showing, and then on the showing you can really connect with them, face to face, and face to face communication. You're always going to be more effective.
Right. Nice.
Does that help?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I would kind of make your structure like when you first talk to somebody, like make your if you like the app thing, just do more of that and get as many people on your app as possible. And even though you have a bunch of friends and stuff that aren't qualified, like that's still great practice. And like whatever you use to get them on the app, just use that to get more people on the app. So every person that you talk to, like I would say, first of all, how many people are in your database right now?
I think like roughly 100.
100 people.
Yeah.
So what's one thing that you could do with those 100 people to get them? First of all, how many people are on the app out of those 100 people?
Like 10,
10?
maybe 10.
All right, great. So you're 10% of the way there, and you've got 90 more people that you can have searching on your app.
Nice.
So, So what could you do to get those people on the app?
Call them or text it to them.
Call, text, email. Yeah, I think those are great ideas. And I love open houses because they tend to be like really ready buyers
Mm-hmm.
most of the time. Like they're the hottest leads. Like you can generate all the leads that you want on Facebook and you know your website and stuff like that, but nothing's going to compare to the readiness of these open house people that are actually taking action, going out, searching at looking at houses. And so I would say the first thing to do is like anytime that you engage in a conversation and you want to sell somebody something, whether it be just like downloading the app, that's kind of like a mini micro commitment or a sale. Anytime that you want to sell something, to make your sale more effective, you always have to provide contrast with the pain point. So like what I mean by that is, and this is just a way to to communicate with anybody that you're trying to get, that you're trying to influence their decision, or show them something of value that you want them to take action on. So I would probably have a conversation like this. Hey, it's great to meet you guys. Thanks so much for coming into the open house. Um, yeah, by the way, how many houses have you seen today? Oh, cool. Where'd you find them? Oh, how's that process been for you? What have been some of the challenges, right? And then you ask those types of questions so that you kind of bring up the pain point, like, oh, well, yeah, we've just been, searching around and, driving around all day and whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, you're just looking at the signs, and then wherever you see one, you just kind of turn in. Hey, would it be valuable for you if you had instant access to all the open houses in your area that you could look at on a map right from your phone? Would that be of any value for you? Oh, awesome. Well, yeah, I have this really cool app, and would love to share it with you. If I text you the link to it, you can click on it. It'll download right there. If I send it to you, will you download it?
Nice. That's pretty good.
And if the answer is yes, then you text them the app and make sure that they get on the app. And if they don't get on the app, then all you have to do is continue following up with them, and the messaging there is to get them on the app.
Yep.
if the first stage of commitment for your buyers, because there's a lot of things that have to happen in order for us to actually put a house under contract for a buyer or a seller, right?
Right.
So if there's a few little things that have to happen, it makes sense to, instead of jumping right, it's like kissing on the first date, like you're not going to be warmed up enough to feel comfortable with that as a client. And so instead of saying, hey, are you interested in buying a house? It's like, whoa, I'm just here for an open house. That's sometimes the case, right? And we get that.
Yeah.
And so it's always best to start with just the smallest commitment that they can possibly make, whether it be to register on your website or I love the app. So just continue using that. And all the conversations that you should be having whenever you first speak with a potential buyer is, hey, how's your home search been going? What are the challenges? Would it be easy if you just, or would it be of value if there was an easy way that you could just pull up an app on your phone and see all the listings and open houses in the area that fit your needs? Awesome. Well, let me send you the link to the app. And if I send it to you, will you download it?
Nice. I can't wait to try it this weekend.
Now, you have to ask yourself, is that a conversation that I feel comfortable with when comparing it to a cold call?
Yeah, for sure.
Conversation. So I love that. I think you're definitely, and there's so many people, by the way, you're like 2 steps ahead of the game because there's so many people that don't even use the app. So like kudos to you for like you. That's awesome. That is like kind of in the back of your mind. Now you just have to bring it from the back of your mind to the front of your mind, and that be the goal of every client. So like, how could you? I was actually having this conversation with Kevin on my team, and we were talking about the same thing, like just having these little micro commitments. So get people on the app, whenever they start favoriting properties, or you see them active on the site, or if you see somebody that hasn't been on the app in a while, you can, reach out and say, hey, I just wanted to reach out just to, make sure that that you didn't have any questions about the app, because it's, really good stuff, and I just want to make sure that that you're getting the most amount of value for it, the most amount of value out of it. So here's a quick tip on how to use the app, or something like that. Just give them something of value that goes back to using the app. Because if you get a lot of people that are just like, they're not even thinking about buying a house, they're just looking at houses right now. So if they're using your app to do that, and they see one that they really like, the easiest thing for them to do is going to be, call Bethany, right?
Nice, yeah.
So that's like the new age of technology. We got to get people, onto the platform. Then and then we have to inspire more use out of it. So like, teach them how to do everything. I would even like maybe make some videos about like how to use the app. Like, hey, did you know that this is a really cool function of the app, and everybody that signs up on your app, that's part of that. Could be like your drip campaign, where like every week you just say, hey, here's the tip of the week for, utilizing my app.
Nice. That's a really good idea.
Because that way you're not pushing for appointments, or you're not pushing for a sale. You're just helping people, and people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So if you just show that you care, which you're such a caring person, you've got such a beautiful heart, like, let people know that, and just let that be the basis of your conversation. Say, hey, I just really want to help you. I'm not here to, chase a commission check. I just want to make sure that you're having the best experience possible. So here's the app, here's my website, whatever way you want to go. But, if the app is the thing that you focus on, like, let that be the, the place that everybody that has any questions about real estate, they can go to, and continue to reinforce that behavior. So like, whenever you call them, once or twice a week, or, once every 2 weeks, or whatever follow-up plan you have for that particular client, like, let it be about the app. Hey, just wanted to share a quick, quick tip on how to use the app better.
Awesome.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Now, is that something that makes you feel a little bit more comfortable whenever you're calling somebody, if that's the purpose?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I mean, that is, gosh, that's everything. Like, if I didn't have a way to know that people were on my app, I would not close as many deals as I do, because I leverage the crap out of that thing.
Nice.
So I'm constantly just getting people on it, getting people, using it, teaching people how to use it. And my job is more of like, troubleshooting on the app. And then when it comes time to buy the house, and that's easy. We just take them on a showing, write up a contract, and, get them to the closing table.
Yeah.
The toughest part about this job is really just getting them to that, to the house that they really like, that they want to place an offer on.
True.
So, so the way that you can make your job easier is definitely, leveraging that, but, leveraging it in a way that it's not like, hey, use the app and let me know when you want to buy a house. Like, I'll tell you, that's what 99% of realtors do. And they're shooting themselves in the foot, because they're not showing that they care. They're just like, hey, I'm just going to sit back until you're ready. I don't want to talk to you until you're ready, because I'm not going to waste my time if I'm not getting paid. So even though that's not how most people think, that's the way that I think a lot of clients can receive some people, and we just want to be totally opposite of that.
Exactly.
So just make it all about, like, you know, making their life easier. Because isn't that like the reason why that anybody buys anything? Life easier.
It's so true. Sad but true.
That's always the goal. And so, like, and that's a really good little piece of wisdom too, that anytime that you're talking to somebody, like, just think, okay, you know, I've got you know, they're looking for something to make their life easier. So how can I make their life easier right now?
Nice.
The last thing that I'll leave you with, I'm going to send this. Do you see this on your screen?
Yep.
Okay. So so you can look back at your DISC assessment, and whatever you have the highest in, which I think it was the S, right?
I think so. Yeah, sounds like it.
So if it is the S, then you basically just go through, you know, these right here. These are some ideas for prospecting, and these are some ideas for marketing. So marketing is more like passive, and prospecting is more active. But I love this little tool here because it's an amazing you know, kind of guide on, okay, what am I going to enjoy doing the most? See, I'm a high D, so I actually like cold calling. So you know, that's just, you know, I'm just sick in the head like that. So but I mean, I do it not because I enjoy the rejection, because I get rejected just as much, if not more, than you.
Right.
So it's not because I'm really good at cold calling. It's just that I know that I can persist, and, you know, I can push through it. And the way that I deal with rejection is really healthy. Just the way that I've convinced myself that, you know, just a way to connect with more people. My number one goal is I just want to know more people. That's it. I just want to connect with people, and I want to help people. And if I have to cold call for it, fine. I don't have a problem with that, which I know that that's not for everybody. So here's some other really good ideas. So I'll send this to you in your email. And the last thing, I know that I said this was the last thing, but the last thing for real that that I just want to share with you is that Kevin, you should actually connect with Kevin and ask him about his scripts. He has the same script for everybody, and he's got like, we were looking at his pipeline last night, and I mean, just in a matter of months, he's amassed, like, he's got at least $100,000 in commissions in his pipeline that's ready to go right now.
Wow.
And it's all because he's doing the things that we're talking about, but the script that he uses that makes it so simple is he just calls and says, hey, I'm just calling. My name's Kevin, or hey, this is Kevin. If you have a rapport with them, hey, this is Kevin. And I was just thinking about you today, so I wanted to call, reach out, see if there's anything in the world that I could possibly do to be of service.
Nice, I like that.
And that's all and if they say, nope, okay, awesome. Well, if you need anything, let me know. And then moves on to the next. So that's
a good one.
That's the other approach that you can take after you have them on your app. So if they've been searching on your app for a while and you don't know, you know, what to say to them anymore because you've said the same thing 1,000 times, you can switch it up and just, like, you can literally use that script 1,000 times in a row and it never gets old, because you're just like, hey, I'm just wondering what in the world I could possibly do to be of service for you. Like, how
Nice.
can I
Cool. Well, that's been a ton of help. I'm feeling better.
All it takes is one call, right?
Yeah. Actually, I do have another question. My listing has been sitting for like 90 plus days, and it actually expires on the 18th. So I'm like 2.5 weeks out from expiring. And I obviously want to have a conversation with the sellers about what to do next, but what do I do next? I mean, ultimately it's up to them, but like, how do I approach a conversation? Do
you believe you can sell it?
Yes.
So tell them that. Say,
Mhm.
hey, how long was the listing agreement? 3 months?
I think it was 4.5.
Okay.
They were really specific about their timeline because they believe that if it's not happened within that timeline, that it's not meant to be, and that religious things, really. So.
I think it's, at this time, you usually say, hey, the reality is that, that it sometimes does take, more time to sell, houses, especially unique houses. And just say, I just want to help you guys. I'm not here, just to, like, I don't love having an open listing that I can't sell. This is the most frustrating listing that I've ever had, and I mean that would be true.
Definitely true.
Say, I'm really frustrated with this listing, and I also want you to know I am so committed to getting this thing sold for you. So, I think I can sell it. I have confidence in that, and I just want to make sure that you guys still want to sell it. Like, put it back on them, and just say, do you guys still want to sell this house? Like, I know you said if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. Like, are you feeling it's not meant to be? If not, then that's fine. We'll just take it off the market. We'll revisit things whenever it feels like it's time. But if your goal truly is to sell, and by the way, do you know what they're doing after this?
They're moving to North Carolina to be
So,
with family whose health is depleting quickly. So I can't imagine them deciding to stay, but.
yeah, so I would say I know what you guys are going through. I know you want to be in North Carolina. I want to help you guys get to North Carolina in the worst way. And the reality is that it's a unique house, and it's amazing, and it's one of the nicest houses in the area. And there's some challenges associated with that. If it was just the standard, like low price listing in Port St. Lucie, it totally would have been sold by now. But you guys don't want to do that. You guys, and I don't want to do that. I want to get you top dollar for this property. So, so tell me, I mean, do you guys still want to sell this? How much would it mean to you to get to North Carolina? Is that still in your, is that still your goal?
Nice. Okay. So the other thing is the price. Like typically what I think I see with listings that have been on the market longer, they keep doing price reductions to drive more traffic. And so we're listed at market value. They've made it very clear that they don't want to lower price because they believe that it's also at market value now. And, they want to net as much as they can. So I guess, what do you normally do? Or if that even happens to your listings, what do you do?
I mean, it definitely does. I mean, I think it happens if you do this for long enough, it's going to happen. And you just have a frustrating situation for your first one, which, it is what it is. It's a good learning experience. But, yeah, I mean, I think you just have to be really honest with them and just say, hey, I want to help you guys. I want you to get there. And I know you don't want to reduce the price, and I'm not saying that you should. I'm just saying that if we don't reduce the price, or if we don't take some sort of action, we simply have to wait. And we're going to continue marketing the property, and continue, scheduling showings and stuff like that. But if we don't take action on the value proposition, then we simply have to wait for that perfect buyer. And it's really up to you. Like, do you guys want to wait?
Nice. Okay. I'll try it out. I'm gonna schedule a time to meet with them. So.
Yeah, it's a tough situation, but the best thing that you can do is just be open, honest, and just over communicate.
Okay. Awesome.
Cool.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, and I want whenever you, so let's make an action plan before we get off the call here. So the goal is going to be to get as many people onto your app as possible, but let's commit to a finite number by a certain date. So what would be a good goal that you would feel really good about if you can get X number of people total utilizing the app by a certain time, maybe like, by the end of the week.
By the end of the week, I
Sunday.
think I could do probably 50.
Get 50 people on the app.
Yeah. Should I do more?
That would be
what?
Like, I don't want to limit your thinking at all, but that would be incredible. If you can get 50 people on the app, that's phenomenal. How about this? You're at 10. Let's just get to 20.
20? Okay.
Let's get to 20.
It's so easy.
Let's make this like super, super simple so that you can't, like, you would have to try not to hit
it. That's a great idea. Sounds good.
Let's not set the bar so high that, that we set ourselves up for disappointment.
Okay.
20 by Sunday. And then on Sunday, just shoot me a quick update with how many people that you have utilizing the app, and call the people that you have on the app and maybe give them a few tips, like learn the app like the back of your hand, and share that as like, tips. And once somebody signs up on the app, like send them all that stuff as like a drip campaign.
Awesome. Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Sweet.
Thank you.
Bethany. See ya.
Bye.